Howdy, y'all. First, I want to thank What the Hell Just Happened for giving me a chance to talk to y'all today. Name's James Roberts Jr. You can call me Junior. I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma like my daddy before me and his daddy before him. All us Roberts folks has worked as roughnecks. I did not say rednecks. Roughnecks, what we call all rig workers. You know, we may be rednecks too, come to think of it, but I like to think of myself as a good old boy. And I was always proud and happy to be a hard-working sumbitch. In my day, I was busier working than a one-legged cat in a sandbox. We all were. So back in 2016, when Hillary Clinton and them Democrats was telling us America gonna go solar and wind power, well, that didn't sit too well with me and my kin. What she was proposing was just about as useless as last year's Easter egg. So I sure as hell wasn't gonna vote for her. Then along comes this Donald Trump guy. And even if he looked like he done fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down, he said he had our backs. Said he's going to bring back the oil and coal business. Stop all that foreign meddling into our economy. He's going to drain the swamp. Make America great again. And you know what? That sounded damn good to me, I tell you. So I voted for him. For the first couple of years, I thought he was doing a pretty good job. Now, I didn't much like how he talked about Mexicans and blacks. I mean, that dog don't hunt for me, especially after what happened here in Tulsa back in 1921, the massacre, you know. My granddaddy actually saw that happen, and he never did talk about it much. But Trump, he keeps talking about blacks and Mexicans, and I guess that's just politics. I just let that go. Other than that, I liked what he said he's going to do for president for all of us working folks, you know, jobs and tax cuts and all that stuff. But you know what? He's all hat and no cattle. Truth is, I got laid off a year ago. Believe that? After working my whole life on them all rigs. And you know why? Because Trump's good Ruski buddy, Putin, pretty much killed the market for Oklahoma crude with his price war with the Arabs, and just like that, I'm out of a job. So now, I'm too broke to paint and too proud to whitewash. How am I supposed to get by on unemployment? You know what really burns my butt? I'm the first one in my family ever to get any government money. But still, I was a Trump supporter, even though things were going so bad here in Oklahoma it'd make a preacher cuss. So when I heard the Democrats decided to impeach the guy just for making a deal with some pissant in Ukraine or somewhere, that got my goose. Impeaching Trump made about as much sense as tits on a bull. I mean, how he gonna make America again great again if they keep after him like a pack of dogs? And then along comes this coronavirus. Now, nobody much thought about that when it started back in March. No. And the president did have his task force of experts working around the clock to keep us safe. Well, it didn't keep us safe, amigos. So far, over 100,000 have died from the COVID. Every one of them had parents, maybe kids, grandkids, brothers, sisters. That didn't seem to matter much to Trump. To him, they's just numbers getting in the way of him getting reelected. So that changed my opinion. And just so as you know, a week ago, I lost my favorite aunt to the COVID. Rest her soul. And I never even got to say goodbye to her. So I kind of take this whole thing personal, y'all. And that got me started thinking. This guy's really lower than a snake's belly in a wagon rut. So when he said he was coming to Tulsa for a rally at the Box Center, I did not get a ticket. Hell no. I mean, I wasn't about to lose my life for a guy whose brain rattles around in his head like a BB in a boxcar. What I did do, I put on a mask, and I carried a sign outside asking how many of us had to die to get him reelected. Now, I don't know much about Black Lives Matters or keeping immigrant kids from their mamas, but I do know this. This guy's heart's a thumping gizzard, y'all. I mean, he don't give a shit about any of us, pardon my French. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep marching with my sign and keep talking to people like y'all until November. Then I'm going to cast my vote for Joe Biden. And that'll be the second thing I ain't never done before. voting for a Democrat. Because I can't afford to, we can't afford to lose any more so that he gets to go golfing with them swamp critters from Florida and New York for 4 more years. Well, hey, thanks for giving me a listen. I appreciate that. Y'all take care now, and remember to wear your mask when you go out marching. And I'll see you out there.